Hello, and welcome. For those of you who are new, you are watching Quanta ASMR. And for those of you who aren't new, welcome back. Welcome back. So for today's video, we will be talking about the Zodiac Constellations. The Zodiac Constellations. And you might be thinking, Caroline, this is not your thing. You don't do astrology. Well, I'm not doing astrology. I'm literally talking about the Zodiac Constellations. So, let's get started. And of course, I have my script right here with me. This is going to be part one of maybe 2 or 3 videos, so I was really excited to start this. But anyway, let's get into it. What are the Zodiac Constellations? Well, they are the 13 constellations that are found on the Zodiac Belt. The Zodiac Belt. And you might be thinking, well, that can't be right. There's only 12 signs. There's 12 signs, but there are 13 constellations. One of them is not recognized as an astrological zodiac sign. We'll get into that next video. So that was more of a circular definition because it had zodiac in it. So what exactly is the zodiac or the zodiac belt? What is it? Well, it's the belt, by definition, around the heavens that is a certain amount of degrees on either side of the ecliptic. The ecliptic. So, what exactly is the ecliptic? The ecliptic. What is the ecliptic? Well, it is the apparent path that the sun makes around the earth from our point of view on earth. Now, we know that the earth revolves around the sun and not the other way around, but this apparent path is something that we can see and, kind of work with. So that's what it's known as, even though we know in our heads that we are actually the ones moving around the sun and not the other way around. But anyway, this apparent path around the sun, the ecliptic, is in line with these zodiac constellations. Now, since it's the apparent path that the sun makes around the earth, and these constellations are on that path, from a little fun astrological aspect, when they say your sun is in a certain sign, they literally mean the sun is in that sign at the time, or they are in line with each other from our point of view on Earth. Now, I don't really have an opinion on zodiac signs or like astrology or anything like that. I will say though that my sign is a Libra, and I weirdly follow Libra tendencies as far as personality goes, so I just thought that was interesting, but I don't have an opinion either way. I think stuff like that's fun to read, but I don't really know. I don't know for sure. So now we have a few more definitions to go over. And the first of which is the celestial sphere, which I probably should have started with, but the celestial sphere is basically, from the Earth's point of view again, a projection of the heavens, or, all celestial objects are held as a projection according to us on Earth. So you can think of the celestial sphere as a large spherical projector that encompasses the entire Earth, and kind of like a planetarium, and you just look up and you see a screen projecting all the heavenly objects on it. And just like the Earth has longitude and latitude, the celestial sphere has right ascension and declination. So right ascension corresponds more to longitude, as on the Earth, and is typically measured in hours, minutes, seconds. My astronomy people know that that is not a time reference, not a time unit. And declination is measured in degrees, typically. Well, at least it's measured that way according to what I'm going to read you. Alright, and just like the Earth can be divided into the southern and northern hemispheres by the equator. The equator is the line that marks those. Similarly, we have the northern and southern hemispheres of the celestial sphere. The celestial sphere. Alright, now that we know all that, let's get into these constellations, shall we? So, the first step is Aries. Aries. The constellation Aries, and it looks something like this guy right here, right behind me. Looks like this guy right behind me. So some of its most notable stars would be Alpha Arietis. Alpha Arietis, also known as Hamal or Hamal. 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 Or it could be pronounced as Hamal. I think either way would work. And then we've got Alpha Arietis and Beta Arietis. Beta Arietis. Also given the name Sheraton. Sheraton. Sheraton or Sheraton. And then its third most notable star is Gamma Arietis. Gamma Arietis. Also known as Misartim. 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 And you can see these stars in the constellation Aries. Aries stands for the ram. The ram. So, some fun facts about Aries is that, first off, its star, Gamma Arietis, or Misartim, is what we would call a binary star. Binary star. And this just means that it's like a two-star, it's like two stars that revolve around each other is the simplest terms I can describe it as. But we're not going to get into binary stars. They're really cool though. It is also home to an unbarred spiral galaxy and a dwarf irregular galaxy. A dwarf irregular galaxy. Aries is located in the northern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere at a right ascension of 3 hours and a declination of 20 degrees. Now, something to note, it obviously is bigger than just that one point, but if you're looking for it on the celestial sphere, you'll find that that's like the average location of it. So, just something to note. So, don't come at me. The best time to view Aries would be in December, the month of December, around 9 o'clock. Around 9 o'clock. Now you say, the Aries sign is like on the opposite side of the year. Like, how does that make sense? Well, the sign is when the sun is in that constellation. And if the sun is in that constellation, we can't see it. So the best time to see it would be when the sun is out of that constellation, which would be around the opposite time of the year. So the best time to view Aries would be December, around 9 p.m. So let's move on to the next guy. So next to Aries, we have Taurus. Taurus, known as the bull. And he looks something like this on the screen behind me. So its most prominent stars are Aldebaran, 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 Alneth, Alneth, or Alnoth, 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 and Alcyone, Alcyone. And if I can, I'll show you where those stars are on the screen behind me. So some fun facts about Taurus. These are really cool. So something known as open star clusters. So the two nearest open star clusters to us on Earth happen to make their home in this constellation, or very close to it. The open star cluster Pleiades, or Pleiades, or Pleiades, 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 or Pleiades, so whichever you prefer. And the other open star cluster, Hyades, Hyades, Hyades. Those are the two open star clusters that reside in Taurus, or make their home in this particular constellation. So Taurus is also located in the northern hemisphere at a right ascension of 4 hours and a declination of 15 degrees. A declination of 15 degrees. And the best time to view Taurus would be the month following December, January, around 9 p.m. January around 9 p.m. is the best time. So let's move on to the next guy. Our next constellation is Gemini, also known as the twins. Also known as the twins. Its most prominent stars are Castor, Castor, and Pollux. Pollux. Horrible name, I know, but Pollux and Castor. And it looks something like this guy behind me. So, some fun facts about Gemini. Gemini is home to a few nebula, including the Jellyfish Nebula. The Jellyfish Nebula, a neutron star, and some other star clusters. So the Jellyfish Nebula, a neutron star, and some other star clusters. It is also located in the northern hemisphere. Also located in the northern hemisphere, with a right ascension of 7 hours and a declination of 20 degrees. And the best time to view Gemini is in the month of February. So we're going through the months here too. February, around 9 p.m. The best time to view Gemini is in February, around 9 p.m. All right, on to the next one. So the next one we have is Cancer. Cancer. Cancer, also known as the crab. Cancer. And it looks something like this guy right here. Now, when I was doing my research and I was trying to find its most prominent stars, it just listed all of its named stars, so I'll just name a few of them. So first, we have Acubens, Acubens, Acubens. And then we go on to Ocellus Australis, Ocellus Australis. And then Ocellus Borealis, Ocellus Borealis. And then Copernicus, Copernicus, Copernicus. And then lastly, I'll name Tegmini, 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 or Tegmine, Tegmine, Tegmine. If you know the correct one, let me know. I looked up the pronunciation to everything I'm saying here, but I can't guarantee everything is going to be 100% correct, okay? So if anybody knows the absolute correct and I say it wrong, feel free to leave a comment. So a fun fact about Cancer is that it is home to the Beehive Cluster. The Beehive Cluster. So another star cluster. And it is located in the northern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere. The northern hemisphere of the celestial sphere, with a right ascension of 9 hours and a declination of 20 degrees. A declination of 20 degrees. And so, when is the best time to view the constellation Cancer? The best time to view the constellation Cancer. So we've done December, January, and February. So the best time to view Cancer would be March. March around 9 p.m. March around 9 p.m. Alright. And the last constellation we are going to talk about today is Leo. Leo. Leo, also known as the Lion. The Lion. The Lion. 3 of its main stars are Regulus, 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 Denebula, 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 Wolf 359, Wolf 359. A fun fact about Leo is that it is the 12th largest constellation. So there are 88 named constellations, and the 12th largest of those 88 is Leo. So he's a pretty big guy. And Leo is home to several galaxies. Several galaxies. Several galaxies. also located in the northern hemisphere. It has a right ascension of 11 hours, a right ascension of 11 hours, and a declination of 15 degrees. A declination of 15 degrees. 15 degrees. And you probably guessed this, but the best time to view Leo, the constellation Leo, is April. The month of April, around 9 p.m. Alright, so that is it for this video, part 1 of the Zodiac Constellations. I hope that I was informative a little bit and relaxing at the same time. So I had a lot of fun making these. Super light research, not a big deal. But if you did like that, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. So we're gonna close this video. I hope that you have a good night, or a good morning, or a good day, whatever time of day you're watching this. I hope you are doing very well, and I'll see you all in my next video. So